guys, it's Kevin again, and in this video, I'm going to review a show that you guys know I've reviewed. I checked out season 3 of it, and since I checked out season 3 of Awkward, I thought I would watch the first 2 seasons, so I got them on DVD, and so in this one, I'm going to review season 1 of Awkward. Now, I know I'm a little backwards here, because I saw season 3 already, and I've seen, season 3 part 1 of Awkward, which I will definitely be getting that on DVD when that comes out. By the way, you can only get this through Amazon. It's an Amazon-only DVD. It does have some pretty good features, though. I like that they actually gave it some features, because that's really nice. So, yeah, so I got seasons 1 and 2 on DVD, and the only thing I'm going to say about this is it's they're not really expensive, but it's only like 35 bucks if you buy both of them. It cost me about 40. But that wasn't a lot for, just for 2 seasons. It wasn't a lot. So, let's just get to the show. And you guys know that I love the show. You guys knew I loved season 3. I loved everything about it. A couple of the storylines I didn't love. But season 1, so I checked out season 1. And the basic premise of season 1, the basic story is, and I will read it to you right here. Awkward is about the specific instance in our formative years defined as sometimes for the best and sometimes for the worst. The show centers around 15-year-old Jenna Hamilton, whose life begins to change when a simple accident, a mysterious letter, becomes an epic misunderstanding that leads everyone to believe she tried to commit suicide. The series picks up in the aftermath of the accident. She must deal with her new, not-so-fun stigma, while at the same time managing the often funny, usually awkward daily drama of being a teenager. From a secret relationship with a popular guy that leads to a complicated love triangle, to mandatory therapy sessions with a hilarious, inappropriate guidance counselor, to being undermined by a mean girl who's threatened by a rising popularity. Jenna's misfortune will eventually serve as the catalyst for amazing change, but it's not without some missteps and mishaps along the way. So yeah, that's pretty much the plot of season 1, especially, basically the show starts out with her, you see her like this, and we see the story of how she met Maddie at summer camp, and, it's not like a really good first love because he ends up having sex with her right away. And in the first season, Maddie was kind of a douchebag. And you know what? I saw some traces of that in season 3, but he is nowhere near as bad as a douchebag as he is in this. He is so much of a douchebag that you just absolutely hate him. I mean, I didn't hate him, but he's really just a douchebag to her. He's not nice to her. He only is using her for sex, really, in this season. And she's very naive. I mean, she's 15 years old, later 16 in the season, but she's very naive about this. She thinks that he, really does care about her. She tries to be with him, and, all that stuff. And I like seeing her journey throughout that, I liked that. And then towards, the season finale is when Maddie started to really care about her. But then, it was kind of his fault that what happened, and I will get to that when we talk about the season finale. But as you guys can tell, I already loved season 1. The other thing I loved visiting was, the letter. Who wrote the letter? That was one of the things that I loved, learning about who wrote the letter. And when we find out who wrote the letter, it was definitely not who I thought wrote the letter. They tried to trick you, actually, with that, and I really liked how they did that. That was kind of cool. They tried to trick you into thinking Tamara was the one who wrote the letter. And Tamara was funny as ever in the first season, honestly. She was great. And one of the things I love about her character in the first season is her huge crush on Ricky Schwartz. The only thing I've seen of Ricky Schwartz is nothing, because he died in the 3rd season. So I didn't know anything about Ricky Schwartz. But I gotta say, I loved his character in this. I thought he was great. They had their ups and downs, but I loved seeing Tamara's little crush on Ricky Schwartz and seeing how she pursued him and all that stuff. That was really cute to see, and I like seeing that. I think my favorite character this season, though, was probably Jake. I thought Jake was a great character this season. One of the things I didn't know until I saw the first episode was that him and Lissa used to date. He used to date Lissa, and Lissa was a character who, she's freaking hot in the first season. Look at her. She's really hot in the first season. She's not hot now in the 3rd season, because, I mean, what happened to her neck and everything. She's not very hot now, but she was extremely attractive in the first season. And Lissa pretty much is this, again, a very naive character. She's Sadie's sidekick. You know, you guys know the storyline of Lissa pretty much, but I really like seeing her character. And I really thought it was interesting to see her little relationship with Jake. I thought especially episode 3 when she was trying to have like anal sex with him, that was hilarious, honestly. Especially because she called it B. Hyman. That was hilarious. The one thing that I will say though is it used to be a much more, I think, sex-related show, and it's not like that anymore. But it definitely was a lot of sex scenes in this season, and I realized that. But you know, that's because Maddie and her were sort of sneaking around. The other character who's very different is Sadie. You know how Sadie's like much more vulnerable in season 3? Well, this season she's not vulnerable at all. Until one episode, which we found out more about, I will get to my favorite episodes in a second. But yeah, that's pretty much what happened, and I really thought that there's this episode where we find out more all about Sadie, and I really enjoyed that, so that was really fun. So yeah, I really did enjoy this season, and I thought it was a really great introduction. Also, Val. Val is absolutely hilarious. So she has so many great lines this season, and I absolutely love her character. And Ming was in this season a little bit more than the third season. Like, in the third season, Ming was only in, how many episodes? Let's see. She was in episode 1. She was in episode 1 of the third season. She was in episode 3. She was in episode 6. She was in episode 9. She was in episode 10. So she was only in 5 episodes of the season. This season, she's in a lot more. She's in episode 1. She's in episode 2. Yeah, she's in episode 2. She's in both the first 2 episodes. She's in episode 4. She's in episode... Was she in 5? I can't remember. No, but she is in episode, she's in quite a few more episodes than she was in the third season, and I like that. So, now I'm into some of my favorite episodes for season 1, so here we go. One of my favorite episodes, I think, in season 1 was definitely the pilot. I mean, just Jenna's narrations in the pilot was very strong, and I love, like, the ending in it. I really felt like applauding. I mean, it was one of the best pilots I've seen, and the reason I didn't see this show in the beginning was because it was inappropriate. I mean, I was only, like, when this show premiered, I was only 13 when this show premiered. Was I 13 or was I 12? I was only 12 or 13, and I really wasn't allowed to watch MTV because I was only in, like, 6th or 7th grade, but I'm really glad I watched it because so I wasn't really allowed to watch it then, but now that I'm older, and I'm going to high school, it's the perfect show for me to watch because the show is very realistic. One of my favorite episodes, definitely this season, as I said, was the pilot. I thought it was a really strong pilot. I especially love the scene where Jake kind of confronted her, and I love the scene where they did the little wheel thing and they had to change into each other's clothes, and Jenna did it. She won, and that was great. I really love that scene. I just thought it was a really strong pilot, and I knew from the pilot that I loved the rest of the season. And I did. I mean, each episode was great, but episode 2 was not really my favorite, although episode 2 does have Sadie's first "You're Welcome," which she does do quite a few more of those this season, which didn't happen a lot in the third season. She only said in, I think, 1 episode. But "You're welcome," you know, that's a great catchphrase. Let's see, episode 3 was my favorite because of Lissa. She really stole the show in that episode. She was great. Episode 4 was really great. It's kind of a continuation of episode 3, but that episode was really great too. Episode 6, this is a really good one. It's called Queen Biatches, and the interesting thing about it is we learned more about Sadie in this episode. And it's a very different type of episode from the other ones we've seen. And this also has Jenna's first "You're welcome." She says it to Sadie, and I really enjoyed that. I think my favorite episode of the season, though, was episode 7, Over My Dead Body. Either episode 7 or episode 8. Both were really good. But episode 7, Over My Dead Body, is absolutely hilarious. It all had to do with this fake DUI event that Val holds, and no one's really into it, but Jenna ends up making it a lot more cooler, and everyone really loves her for that. Episode 8, The Adventures of Aunt Allie and the Little Bitch. That was one of my favorites. I mean, Aunt Allie was just absolutely hilarious. I loved seeing everything. And I love that was the episode where they tried to trick you into thinking that Tamara was the one who wrote the letter. I thought that was really great. So now I'm going to get into the season finale for Awkward, and if you're still some of the people who've never seen Awkward and want to, and never seen the season finale, I'm sure there are many people who have, but if you haven't, I'm going to tell you all about the season finale right now. So the season finale pretty much is when she chose Jake over Maddie. I was very happy she chose Jake over Maddie. I mean, even though Maddie seemed like he really started to care about her in the last episode, you know, you felt really bad for him. He kind of did it to himself. I mean, he was a douchebag for the whole season. And, you know, that's pretty much what happened. And so she chose Jake over Maddie. I was very happy about that because Jake was definitely, as I said, he was probably my favorite character this season. I thought he was really great. And I thought he was just a really great character. And it was very funny when, I thought it was also very funny when Lissa called out Sadie. I mean, I like that she was very smart this season, and they made her a little bit more, not really dumb, but they made her a little bit more naive in season 3, I noticed, and so I did notice that, but I really liked the way that Lissa called out Sadie. That was great. And I also loved the scene where Jen and Jake go into her house and they set off the smoke alarm. That was hilarious, honestly. When they, not the smoke alarm, but they set off the burglar alarm. That was hilarious. And then the big reveals when we found out her mother wrote the letter, not expecting that at all. That was such a great twist. I mean, they set that up perfectly. That was just set up really, really well. And that was just really, really great. I really loved the twist there. I thought that was a really, really good twist. So yeah, overall, season 1 of Awkward is really, really good. Oh, also, episode 5 was one of my favorites, Jenna Lives. That was a really funny one. So yeah, overall, season 1 of Awkward is really, really strong. It's a really great show, season 1. And I just absolutely love all the characters. They're just, every episode is a hit for me this season. There's not one episode that seems bad. I just absolutely love this season. Have you guys ever seen Awkward? You know, I've only seen season 3, but I'm gonna watch season 2. I'm gonna start season 2 right now, actually. And when you get this DVD, though, there is some cool stuff on here. First, you open it up, they actually did give you some disc art. But you get webisodes, you get some behind the scenes, you get some really cool things. The characters kind of talk about their character, what they think their character is like. I thought that was kind of cool. So I recommend you get this. Again, it's only on Amazon. This is going to be about this was only like 19 bucks. So I really would recommend you get season 1 of Awkward. That's it for my review of season 1 of Awkward. Again, I really did like it. So I'm going to start season 2 right now. And then I will review for you one of these days. So yeah, that's it for my review. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys next video. Okay, bye.